Alright guys, taking a look at creating equations classwork. So we're just going to go create some equations here, okay? So we've got the super amazing contest of awesomeness has begun in Mr. Rideout's class. The contest is single elimination. There are 59,049 contestants. Starting the competition every day, 1/3 will be eliminated. So when we're thinking about this, remember we're looking for those start numbers and how it grows, okay? So we can see that they're 59,000, so that's where we start. So we go 59,049. Okay, then every day 1/3 will be eliminated. Okay, so 1/3 means we're dividing by 3 essentially, right? But we don't like to divide in equations, so instead of dividing by 3, like this, we want to times by 1/3. Now there's one more issue with that, okay? Because only 1/3 will be eliminated, we want to show how many are still going to be there. So if 1/3 are eliminated, 2/3 are left over. So we want to multiply by 2/3. And remember, when we multiply, that repeated multiplication every time means that we have to do an exponent, do d for day. And that's going to equal to however many contestants, depending on which day we're talking about, okay? So there we go with that one. Okay, number 2. Ignatius is looking into adding to his Ninja Pony collection. He currently has 273 Ninja Ponies, all of them different characters, but he would like more. With his allowance, he figures that he can buy 3 every month. Okay, so again, where do we start? Well, he currently has, so we're starting with 273, and the growth, he figures he can buy 3 every month. Again, that word like every, each, those kind of things tell us it's a growth. So we're getting 3 more, so we're adding 3 every month. Now, because this one is repeated addition, right, every month we just keep adding 3 and adding 3 and adding 3, but we don't like to write that. So we would put our variable there, maybe m for month. Okay, you can do a different variable, and that's going to equal his total amount, depending on the month, right? Okay. So number 3, Horatio is saving up for college. He already has $10 in his bank account. Okay, already having tells us that's our starting number, right? He recently scored a new job testing out chairs and will receive 5 for every chair that he tests. So that 5 for every chair definitely is the growth. So he has $10. We're going to add that 5 per chair, so maybe C for chair. Okay, that'll tell us how much money he has depending on how many chairs he has tested out. Okay, so that's kind of the whole point here, just finding that start, finding that growth, moving on like that. So Bethany likes collecting fingernails. Her collection is growing quite large. She currently has 72 different people's fingernails. She collects on average 3 a day. So again, currently how much she has, starting with 72. What are we doing to it? Well, on average we're adding 3 a day. So we're adding 3 different people's fingernails per day. And that's going to tell us how many total people's fingernails she has collected. Okay. All right, number 5. Let's scooch this like this. Okay. Let's change color for a bit. So the zombie apocalypse is upon us. The CDC has reported that in the city of Tooele there are 50 zombies already, with the population of zombies doubling every hour. So again, start and growth. We're dealing with hours. We're dealing with the number of zombies, right? So we start with 50 zombies, okay? And they're doubling every hour. So doubling mathematically means timesing by 2. So we take our 50 and we double it. And every hour we're doubling it. So I fix the hour up there as an exponent, and that'll tell us how many total zombies, right? If we wanted to write total zombies here. Okay, so remember when you're creating equations, looking at the 2 situations that are being dealt with in the problem are helpful as well. Can kind of guide us. So Sorziana is saving up for college. She already has $2 in her bank account. Her job pays $10 per week. So what are we dealing with? Well, we're dealing with some money, right? Her savings. And she's earning it per week, so we're dealing with weeks. So how much money does she already have? She's got $2 in her bank account, and she's hoping to earn 10 per week. So to that bank account, we're adding 10 per week, and that's going to get her, total savings in there, isn't it? Okay, now I could put just like S for savings if I really wanted to. That would be just fine to do. Okay. All right, number 7. Estella starts a YouTube channel depicting Pokemon battles she is involved in online. Her friends and family make 4 followers the first day. Each week she adds 80 followers. So we're talking about followers, right? And we're talking about weeks. So she's adding 80 followers. That's definitely our growth. And she's already got 4 the first day. So we'd go 4, then every week we're adding 80 more each week, and that'll get her total followers, won't it? Okay, number 8, Ethelbert is saving up for college. He currently has 400 and is making an additional 30 each week at his new job. Okay, so again, savings and making money, kind of like number 6, right? So he already has 400 in savings, and we are adding 30 to it each week. So we're adding $30 every week, and that'll get her S for savings, total savings. Let's jump down to number 10 now, because this one's kind of a similar one, and I like the comparison. So we've got Ethelbert is saving up for welding school. He currently has $400 and is able to triple the amount of money saved up every month. So now instead of just 30 getting additional, we're tripling it. So we start with 400 again, but tripling means timesing by 3 every month, okay? And that's going to be his total savings, okay? So notice again, when we are dealing with addition here, it's multiplication, because repeated addition is multiplication. When we're dealing with multiplication, repeated multiplication, we have an exponent, okay? Very important to pay attention to those 2 different things, okay? All right. Number 9, Mr. Rydalch's YouTube channel is getting more popular. Last week he had 144 subscribers, and due to the excellent videos he posts, he's doubling every week. So my growth is timesing by 2. Started with 144, so I have 144 subscribers, and they're doubling every week to get my total subscribers, right? Speaking of, you may want to subscribe to this channel that is showing you this video. So hit me up with a like, hit that bell for notifications, and subscribe, and maybe even support me on my Patreon. I actually don't have a Patreon, so don't worry about that one. All right. So let's start busting these guys out, okay? So let's keep going. Cab company charges an initial rate of $2.50, so we start at $2.50, or just 2.5, and then we're adding 40 per mile that we are driving, okay? And that'll be our total cost, right, to use that cab. Number 12, a population of insects doubles every month, okay? Doubling meaning timesing by 2, right? This particular population started out with 20 insects, so we start with 20, we're doubling every month, and that's going to get us our total population, isn't it? Okay, 13, you and some friends are hiking the Appalachian Trail. You start out with 70 pounds of food for the group. Pretty easy to see, starting with 70. And the group eats about 8 pounds of food each day. So we're eating it, so we're taking away 8 pounds every day, okay? And that'll be the, total pounds of food we have. Hopefully we get done before we run out of food. Number 14, Maddie borrowed $1,250 from a friend to buy a new TV. Okay, so she started out owing that much. Her friend doesn't charge any interest, and Maddie makes $40 payments each month. So she's attacking the $40 each month. Now, you could think about this one the opposite way and say she's in the hole, $1,250, and she's getting out of the hole by adding the $40 payments each month to come up with how much she owes still or has paid off. Works either way on that one. All right. The half-life of rhodium, RH106, is about 30 seconds. You start with 500 grams. Okay, so we're starting with 500. Half-life is about, it's decaying. So it's how something is going down. So we're cutting it in half every 30 seconds, okay? So that means we're actually multiplying by half, same as if we were dividing by 2, but we don't like to put divide by 2 in an equation. So we're timesing by 1/2 every 30 seconds. And so we're just going to say x for every 30 seconds, and that's going to tell us the amount that is left, okay? Number 16, stock is declining at a rate of 25% of its value every 2 weeks. The stock started at 225. Now, when we deal with percents, it's going to tell us we're multiplying, okay? Now, these ones are weird because of what we have to do with it, okay? Because we're declining, so it's going down. So you're going to want to subtract, but because we're multiplying, we think about it differently. The way to think about it is this. If it stayed the same, it would be at 100%. So if we're subtracting 25%, we actually have 75% of the amount left over every 2 weeks. So we turn that into a decimal, so we're actually multiplying by 0.75. So we start at 225 times 0.75%, and because we're multiplying, we put our variable up there for every 2 weeks, and that's going to give us what the value is. Okay, now the last 4 problems. So, the population of a big city is increasing at a rate of 2.5% per year. The current population is 67,000. So we start at 67,000. Now, it's growing by 2.5%, right? However, if we just take 2.5%, that's going to be a smaller number than 67,000. So what we have to do is realize that we're actually adding to the 100%, the current population, by 2.5. So really the increase is 102.5%, which we turn it to a decimal. So it's actually 1.025 that we're going to multiply by. Again, when we have those percents, the majority of the time, they're going to be multiplication. Okay, 18. A Boeing 747 starts out a long flight with about 57,260 gallons of fuel in its tank. So again, starting out, 57,260. The airplane uses an average of 5 gallons of fuel per mile, so we're subtracting by 5 gallons of fuel per mile, and that's going to be the amount left over in the tank. Okay. 19, a company rents personal watercraft for $70 per hour plus an initial fee of $15. So we pay that $15 no matter what. Then we're adding $70 per hour to give us our total bill, the total cost there. Okay, finally, last one. A mole population in your neighborhood quadruples every month. Quadruples meaning timesing by 4. So there's our growth. You estimate that there were 8 moles to begin with before you notice the growth. So we started out with 8. We're timesing by 4 every month. So that's our exponent, and that's going to give us our population of moles. All right. So there we go. Hopefully seeing all those examples helped you so that you can see how we separate those and what's happening with creating equations. All right, there we go, guys.